Andy with tens again.
Why are you looking at my chips? Oh. Yeah, I know it's my turn. I still have 13 seconds.
You do.
Yeah, using my time.
10 seconds.
It's less fun.
I know. I also know the sound when it's
300 raise.
Oh fuck, I'm sorry guys. Sorry.
Trying to get a read on all.
Art's going to come along after Maria folds the deuces. Oh, and Maria would have flopped a full house here. Andy's going to make a small bet for protection here.
Move it up to 9.
Stop it. Snap.
And Art raises. This is interesting. Art with a backdoor heart draw here, the backdoor wheel draw,
I don't think that
and he does block some of Andy's strongest ace-x hands.
Yeah, but why are you annoyed?
Very interesting raise from Art. He does not pick up equity here on the turn. So let's see if he gives up or does continue to fire.
You have to keep score some way.
And he does give up.
I don't like when I'm wrong. It's not a good
Yeah, but we play like 1,000 hands
Art
a day. So.
figuring he can have quite a few ace-x here from
right one in all.
the third blind.
It's
Well,
not even possible.
I mean, if I don't, I'm disappointed. Why wouldn't you make any choice?
In all of them? Because it's unrealistic.
Art thinking here a little bit.
And if you keep on annoying yourself, you make more mistakes.
10 seconds.
What? Yeah.
21.
I think about it.
21.
And Art goes a little bit under pot here.
Yeah, Coach John and Coach Maria. Middle coach, game coach.
Kind of a weird hand here.
John Cohen.
I don't
Wow,
know,
and
Coach, yeah.
Andy just mucks the tens pretty quickly. And Art's bet gets through.
Go ahead, please. You owe it to us.
Oh, really?
You wouldn't tell
I
us.
owe you
You
something.
wouldn't tell us about the handsome man story.
Yeah, but
So-
handsome man? No. Handsome man? No,
Don't
no,
worry
no,
about
the
it.
the girl that...
That girl that likes hits of that, yes. Anyway, moving on. What is he, he wants that.
350.
I think I owe you.
So Art opens this one up. Andy just calls with the suited Broadway from the small blind. And now he leads when he flops the nuts. So we're seeing an unconventional play from Andy. And Art's going to raise here. Art has a good hand to raise. He blocks two pair, he blocks a set of tens, and he blocks the nut straight.
Like, I've been in this spot a lot, but
Andy checks his turn over to Art after raising the flop.
Is it bad?
it's pretty bad.
Let's see if Art continues here. He has one of the best bluffing combos he can have here.
3,000.
And he's going to go pot,
Yeah. That's
which
fine.
I like the sizing.
You're right.
And Andy is going to call and let him hang himself.
You don't want to be around other
40
fucking poker
hours,
players.
well, then.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The board pairs on the river.
For like a week.
Good card for Andy again. Or good card for Art. I'm sorry, good card for Art because Art can have
Jesus Christ.
the aces, the kings, the tens. He does block tens, and he does block the straight. And I think we're going to see Art fire here.
$16,000 is the bet.
Overbet 1.5x from Art. I like it. We can see Andy has the straight here. But if Art's going to have any bluffs here, this is the hand to do it with. Art can't like that.
Yeah, it's like the same feeling, you know.
Get on in there. Move your legs.
I don't think Andy can raise here.
Actually, I really do.
I think raising is almost out of the question.
And then you go all in. Open your legs and go all in.
And he does just call. And he's going to be good. So Andy's unconventional play gets him paid there. Putting the ante out there and the third blind makes the game better. Two blind poker is, you know, it's just kind of boring if people are playing how they're supposed to be playing, which mostly they don't. But when you get to the high stakes, you want to give incentive for action. Just makes the game more exciting. So John's going to open this up with a mystery hand. Art is going to call on the button. And Maria's going to come along after limping from early position. And wow, Art flops the set and Maria with top pair. And John with the nut flush draw. We're going to see a massive pot here. Art is just going to call, slow playing bottom set against John. And John gets there on the turn, and Maria now hits two pair. Wow. Let's see John sizing here. And Art has to hate that turn. But he's not going to fold here. And Art is going to continue with the call. And now let's see what Maria does with top two. And she folds. A good fold from Maria there in third place. And a 9 on the river. A blank. And when John bets into two other people on this flop and then fires on the turn into two other people, Art can't be feeling good even with his set here. And now John checks. John gets tricky on this river. Maybe realizing his tight image. And Art sniffs it out and checks back the set. Art raises it up with ace-king. Oh, and we've got a real hand. Once again, John with kings. He's going to 3-bet from the third blind. And Art from under the gun is just going to call. When John 3-bets in this configuration, he's going to be extremely tight. Wow, and Art flops the ace. Extremely tight. John may be flatting some of even his queens and jacks here and some of his ace-king offsuit. From an under the gun open, John just does not have much incentive to 3-bet from the third blind, so he's going to be extremely value oriented, extremely tight, and actually he just continues for 900 here, doing this with the entirety of his range. And now let's see how he proceeds on this turn. After Art calls, he is going to check. Art essentially has the nuts here. And he goes a little under half pot. I like his sizing. Thinking that John's c-bet and then check range here is going to primarily be composed of hands just like he has. Kings, queens, sometimes jacks, sometimes some wheel aces, specifically ace-5 suited, some ace-4 suited. And now the clubs get there on the river, and John does have the king of clubs. It would be hard for him to have a flush here, though, after his pre-flop 3-bet in this specific configuration. And let's see if Art does go for
62.
value here. He does. And John does have the nut blocker, but it's kind of irrelevant here. It's just hard for him to have a club flush. The hearts do brick out, but John has a heart in his hand, which reduces Art's combinations of flush draws. John's just in a pretty uncomfortable spot here. John deep in the tank here. And he does flick in the call. And Art gets paid.